So my name is Domenico La Porta. I'm 39 years old. I come from Belgium, but I'm originally Italian. And well, it's a bit complicated to describe what I do because I do several things. The first thing I'm doing is I'm the editor, I'm a journalist, I'm the editor of a platform called Cineuropa.org. And it's a platform that promotes European audiovisual industry in foreign markets. So it's a B2B service that we provide, it's press. Second thing is that I'm heading a new media fund in Wallonia. It's the French-speaking part of Belgium. It's a regional fund. And basically what we do with that fund is that we support in financing projects that are everything but traditional audiovisual. So we support interactive, we support multi-platform, we support transmedia, convergent media, also a bit of video gaming as well. It's more of an experimental fund so far, but we still have €1 million every year to dedicate to those new narratives with that fund. And the third thing, this is totally new. We launched the call in Cannes 2 weeks ago. I'm the director of an institute, a storytelling institute called Héros. So this is the t-shirt that I have. And it's a long-form program, a training program of 6 to 9 months, project-based. So you come up with a story and ways to tell the story across platforms, and then we teach you with not only us, but also with the help of experts, international experts, how to expand that story in a story world. So we learn together how to develop the characters, the narrative, everything, and also the business model, because that's something that is lacking most of the time in new media. Well, it's self-explicative in a way because new media is always new. So every time there's a new platform, it's considered new media. But basically, I can tell you what new media is not, is all the traditional forms. So cinema, series, this is not new media. It's not considered as new media, mostly because they already have their own ecosystem, their own channels, their own marketplace. So, you know, for films, there's festivals, there's a whole production chain that is well elaborated. You know how to finance them, you know how to market them, you know how to distribute them, and you know where your audience is. With new media, it's a little bit different because each project is different. So you really have to come up with your own tailor-made, custom way of attracting your audience, your own platform to distribute the content, because you cannot always go through traditional broadcasters. You're on the web, so you have maybe to create an app or a website. Sometimes it's a VR project that has to be used in conjunction with the device. So it's, there's no model. It's not one size fits all. You always have to tweak your project so that you have your own personal flavor that is very related also to the content. I would say like the main reason that we are using new media in terms of storytelling or in terms of film today, it's because this is how the audience is behaving. We all have a smartphone in our pockets, it's just a device, but without the content, it's nothing. And this is the accurate way of using information today. If I consume content, I consume maybe 10 times more content on my mobile device than on my computer or in a cinema or on television. So if I want to reach to those audiences, there's no other way to going through the platforms that they are actually using. And when I say platform, it's not only physical platforms, but it's also, for example, being able to tell a story through Snapchat, for example, or through Facebook, or through any other popular social network does it out there. So either access those networks through different platforms, so computer, connected watch, smartphone, but I can, but it's the same content that I will access no matter what platform I will use. So the idea is really to find more direct and more organic ways to reach out to the audience that today is active. I mean, the audience now is really activating the screens and not just consuming passively the content, leaning back and just watching stuff on TV. So everything is digital today. You know, a film is not shot in 32 millimeters anymore. Some are, but most of them are digital. So it's all data. It's all packages online that can be transited through, you know, a broadband connection and whatever. So it's just a matter of format. A film is between 1 and 2 hours of content that is linear, and this is a film. New media, it could be 6 hours of content, non-linear. But today you also have films that are 6 hours. And because of digital, it's okay to make a film 6 hours because you don't pay for the material anymore. So yeah, it's all a matter of definition. I think that it will continue to be parallel for quite a while because the generation of filmmakers and producers that are doing traditional audiovisual material, they will keep on doing that. Some of them will migrate. A lot of them already did. And you can also see that migration from, for example, from cinema to TV, because the TV was kind of a revolution these last few years in terms of storytelling. So people like Martin Scorsese, people like that, they moved. David Fincher and even Ari Folman, to speak about an example, he's doing a series with Belgium right now. So those are traditional cinema people or documentary people that move to another medium. And it's happening also with new media, but the problem is that there are so many other parameters to master, especially in terms of technology, that traditional filmmakers maybe are not really at ease with that right now. But the new generation of filmmakers, they will already think multi-platform, so they will not really ask themselves if it's traditional or new. My daughter, she's 9, if one day she wants to make a film, and if she writes a film, she won't think cinema, she will think story and how do I tell that story across platforms. So, if you wanted to make a film 20 years ago, and even today, you had to have access to very large equipment, very expensive. You needed a large crew to shoot a film. You still need a large crew, but you can also shoot a film with your mobile, and today everybody has one. So the technology is more accessible. The softwares are more accessible. You can edit a film on the go on your computer. You don't need a specific computer to do that. So our generation is also having access to those tools. And it's an interesting time because they also know that it used not to be the case. So it's a form of freedom that is happening only now. I was giving the example of my daughter. She's born into that freedom. She's a digital native. So she will not feel that. She will not feel that she had restriction and then all of a sudden she doesn't have any restriction anymore. For her, everything is available all the time. So it will create other forms of creativity. So my tip would be to, if you have an idea, well, just go and find a way to make it for real. Because of course, if you have big dreams of big budget material, that will take some time. But if the essence of your story is good enough, then you don't need a budget to tell that story. Even me telling you that story right now can be powerful enough. So you will at least find some tools that are for free or not that expensive out there to start being a storyteller in the digital age.